So we just recently put in our Tesla batteries. We actually have a 9.4 kilowatt solar system, and then we have 2 Tesla batteries to cover for the production, so it can actually store that much energy produced by the solar. So one of the things that you'll notice on this is we actually have positive power flow at this point. So we are actually pushing back to the grid. So 5.3 kilowatts is going back to the grid, and 1.2 kilowatts is used for current power usage out of the house. Since the Powerwall is fully charged, it's not taking any of the solar power. And to kind of look and see what that looks like during the day, this is just pure solar use. So you can see around 7 a.m. we start producing solar, and that's still going. Today's a nice sunny day, so it's actually peaking out very nicely, and I don't have any gaps. If you look at yesterday, you'll notice that there was a lot of clouds yesterday, so we did not produce as much solar, but we were still at a positive. And then going back to today, let's go ahead and look at what the Powerwall usage was. So the Powerwall usage, when it's above the line, means it's actually generating power that the house is using. So everything is below the line for the Powerwall means that solar power is being pushed to the Powerwall, and then approximately noon it hit 100%, so it's no longer taking any. Then if we look at how that impacts the solar, the grid. The grid is this gray color here. You'll notice that we weren't using any gray, and I'll get rid of the power here. So if I look at only our power usage, we are completely positive back to the grid in the form of 21.8 kilowatt hours is what we've put back into the grid this morning. The house has been using pretty consistently between 1.0 and 2.7 kilowatt hours consistent through. When I look at everything side by side, you can kind of see how the flow goes. So we're already producing, putting more energy back into the grid than we've used, obviously. This wouldn't be possible if we weren't storing and using that in the overnight hours, or when the solar is not active, we wouldn't be able to gain from that. And the good way to see that is even on yesterday, as a full day here, we can see that we were really using the Powerwall after the sun went down all the way up until about 4 a.m. Then we did pull from the grid, but we put much more back in. So 4.3 kilowatts were pulled from the grid yesterday. We put 8.32, so we almost doubled up energy on a really cloudy day yesterday. If we look at today, obviously we're much better sunshine today. So we've only pulled 0.1 from the grid, and I think that's the smallest amount you can reflect other than turning your main breaker off. And we've put 21.8 kilowatt hours back to the grid. So I highly recommend the value of this. This will pay for itself within just over 2 years based on our ability to be off the grid completely. And it's such a wonderful addition to your solar energy because it really does make you self-sufficient in regards to actually pulling for power from the grid.